Are you ready to get your fix?
Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks here on this beautiful Monday, February 14th, 2022, and welcome to the show, whether that be on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, do me a favor, hit the like and hit that share button. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. It would be much, much appreciated. So, yesterday we had the final game of the 2021-2022 NFL season take place with the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Los Angeles Rams, in which was a pretty fucking good game, I'd say so myself. I mean, straight fireworks, especially going to the halftime show, which we'll get to. The commercials were, okay. There was one that just really got a good pop out of basically everyone that was around. I mean, it was electrifying to witness that. But today is really not going to be that long of a show, not going to be that in-depth. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl that was yesterday, and congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams on one hell of a victory. Hey, congrats to Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, Matthew fucking Stafford after having to deal with 12 years of, well, not a good team, not a good organization over there in Detroit. Comes over in his 13th season with the Los Angeles Rams, gets the job done in the biggest moment of the NFL season. So we're going to dive into the Super Bowl 56, and then we'll kind of end it there, basically, to say so, or to say the least, or whatever. But with that being said, are you ready to get your fix? So obviously yesterday was the Super Bowl 56. It was an absolute banger of a show. Los Angeles Rams ended up getting the victory 23-20. Hey, the Cincinnati Bengals, though, they're going to be good for quite some time, let me tell you. I mean, with what they have been able to accomplish, historically being one of the worst teams in the NFL, coming into the Super Bowl with a line that was just atrocious all year. Joe Burrow's having a career that's kind of starting out to look like Andrew Luck a little bit, so hopefully they figure that out, which eventually I'm assuming they will. They got 58, or they're projected at $58 million under the cap space, so they got a lot of money that they can spend this offseason, and I'd hope they think about signing a couple offensive linemen, okay, in free agency, drafting one. Who knows what the hell they're going to do, but, I mean, if it was me, let's go get an offensive lineman, okay? We got to protect our franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow. We got to keep him healthy. We got to keep him in the NFL for as long as possible, because he seems to be, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, probably top 15, top 10, if I had to guess at this point, obviously. You never know what happens in the future. He could grow, he could get better, or he could just continually get worse. And we don't know what the outcome of his career is going to look like, or the future of his career is going to look like, obviously. But what he was able to do and accomplish this season with the Cincinnati Bengals is just ridiculous. No indoor practice facility. Had to go over to the Cincinnati Bearcats indoor facility to practice there to get ready for this Super Bowl. I hope they figured that whole situation out. I don't know if they will, but who gives a shit, right? The Los Angeles Rams, though, Aaron Donald, really hungry, coming in, wanting to win a Super Bowl. Okay, he said the last time they left, he's like, I will be back, and I will not lose this game. I'm going to get a Super Bowl ring at one point in my career, and it so happened that he was the reason the Los Angeles Rams got the dub last night in a last-second sack against Joe Burrow, where Joe Burrow basically tried to flip the ball. It wasn't really a sack, I guess. It was kind of an incomplete pass, but if he doesn't get it off, it's a sack. Aaron Donald blew up that play because the Cincinnati Bengals line is atrocious. They'll fix it. hopefully, obviously. But Aaron Donald was a big reason last night. I mean, he had 2 sacks in that game. I mean, the dude's already going down in history in a lot of people's eyes that he is the greatest NFL player to ever play the game in NFL history. I mean, that is just ridiculous what he's been able to accomplish. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. 7 out of his 8 years, he's been first team All-Pro. Okay, this man is ridiculous. Okay, I can't remember how many Pro Bowls. I want to say he's probably been elected to 8 Pro Bowls. 1 Rookie of the Year right off the bat. I mean, this dude is on another level. He's a monster, and what he was able to do last night was huge. Cooper Kupp ended up getting the Super Bowl MVP. What a show for him. He did a phenomenal job. 1 rush, 7 yards, 8 catches for 92 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, and congratulations to Odell Beckham Jr. Hey, that was a good one. You know, it took forever for him to get a Super Bowl. We all thought he deserved it early on in his career when he was with the Giants. He had all those spectacular one-handed catches, but it just wasn't his time there. Then he goes to the Cleveland Browns. Really can't get things clicking with Baker and Jarvis over there and their head coaches. Obviously, I think their head coaches was Hugh Jackson or whatever. Hugh Jackson or whatever his name is. And then Freddie Kitchens was his quarterback or his coach last or probably to begin his career actually was Freddie Kitchens, and then it was obviously Kevin Stefanski, and Kevin Stefanski's kind of starting to bring the Browns back to relevancy, and that's good for him. But things just weren't clicking. Okay, he only had like 6 touchdowns this year with the Cleveland Browns or something like that, and then he had 7 total in his career for the Cleveland Browns, so nothing really spectacular. It comes to the Rams. Gets 7 touchdowns like it's nothing. Seems like he's found his home. And last night was just unfortunate. Scores the first touchdown of the game. How you doing? Keep it moving. Goes out there, plays a couple more downs. Ends up tearing his ACL. It's sad. But he was able to go in the locker room, get the MRI done, realize I ain't going back out there. But I'm going to still be on the sidelines to watch my team, to cheer for my team, and hopefully we get it done. He was in tears afterwards. Probably going to be a lot of memes, made out of that just because of his. It was just fucking. It was good. I mean, those are happy tears. Those are like, finally, I fucking did it. We got a ring. Let's keep going. I think he has a child on his way, his firstborn. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, if it hasn't already. Van Jefferson has his second child, I believe, get born shortly or during the Super Bowl, so he rushes out of the stadium to get his. To go meet his second-born child and stuff like that. So the Rams have really done a lot of good work this season, bringing the likes of OBJ in, Matthew Stafford to start the year in the offseason, trading. The Rams traded Jared Goff to get Matthew Stafford. Obviously sent over a couple picks to get that. Bring in OBJ, like I mentioned. Get Von Miller. They have Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd on that defense, Jalen Ramsey as well. Tyler Higbee wasn't unable to perform in this game, but that didn't matter, it seemed like. Bryce Hopkins, I believe is his name, 4 catches, 47 yards. He did what he needed to do for the most part. Matthew Stafford looked unbelievable to start the game. End up having a couple picks. Like I mentioned, I said, look, the Rams are probably going to win. I had picked the Bengals to win this game, but I said the Rams are probably going to win this one, but I'll pick the Bengals. But one thing that kind of scares me is Matthew Stafford's been next level these past few weeks. He's been perfect. No picks, no turnovers, no nothing. He's been keeping it going. And I said, look, at some point he's going to throw an interception. At some point it's just not going to be the Matthew Stafford that we've seen the past 2 to 3 weeks. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to have a rough time and a tough start to this game. And he did. And I said that could possibly, make the Rams or make the game that much harder for the Rams to win. And that also was the case. He ended up having 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 283 passing yards. They really didn't run the ball all that much, which is kind of surprising. I believe the Bengals actually had more rushing yards. Joe Mixon had 15 rushes for 72 yards. Jamar Chase, 1 rush, 4 yards. Joe Burrow, 2 rushes for 3 yards. For the Rams, Cam Akers had 13 rushes for 21 yards. Cooper Kupp, 1 for 7. Darrell Henderson, 4 for 7. Matthew Stafford, 3 for 6. And Sony Michel, 2 for 2. So they were more of a passing attack. And that's kind of weird, but even with OBJ kind of going out or getting hurt or injured or whatever during the game, you'd think all right, let's run the ball a little bit, let's pound the rock. But that Cincinnati defense, Trey Hendrickson on that line, he is an absolute monster. Logan Wilson as their linebacker, or one of their linebackers, he played phenomenal. This game lived up to the hype, in my opinion. I thought this was a really, really good hard-fought game for both sides, the Rams and the Bengals. I also did mention that if the Bengals had a chance to win, it's going to be a close game. And it was. The Bengals were up 4 points. They were up 20-16 at one point, I believe, with like 5 minutes left to go in the game. I was thinking, oh, we might have a chance. Okay, the Bengals might have a chance to win that. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Well, the Rams, okay? The Rams think they're gonna beat the Bengals. They did. They ended up getting it was like 1 or 2 more minutes left, and they ended up scoring and sealing the deal basically for them. So it was a good game. I appreciate it. The halftime show was electrifying, straight fireworks. I was pumped up about that. Look, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Doggy Dogg. I mean, D-O-double-G. I mean, that was the whole thing was absolutely electrifying. They did a lot of things that the NFL said, hey, you can't do that. Eminem kneeling. Okay, they said you can't kneel, even though apparently it was to honor Tupac. He kneeled. Anyways, okay, Snoop Dogg was told you can't have a blue bandana in their back pockets. You know what he does? He wears a blue bandana patterned whole outfit, basically. Dr. Dre was said, oh, you cannot make any remarks about the cops and all this stuff. Guess what? He did anyways, okay? What they were doing was pretty much saying, hey, fuck you. We're going to do what I want because this is the first and probably the last time we'll ever get to be a part of this. So guess what? Who gives a shit? I liked it. I didn't even recognize all of that nonsense. A lot of people afterwards were like, why did you do that? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Getting all pissed about it. Who cares, right? Okay, it's just a show. It's a halftime show. Get over it. I thought it was electrifying. And a surprise appearance from 50 Cent. I thought it was going to be there was a lot of speculation that there's going to be a hologram of Tupac there. But it was 50 Cent, okay, hanging upside down, doing his business. I mean, jeez Louise. I mean, he did phenomenal, okay? For hanging upside down and trying to rap and trying to do all his thing, and his performance was next level type stuff. I'm surprised he even was able to do that. So congratulations to him for getting up on there. Pumped about that. I'm watching his new, I'm watching his show currently, Power, on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, do me a favor, check it out. I've literally been stopped in my tracks a couple times with my mouth just, oh my, did that just, okay. So his shows are electrifying. I'm glad he got back into the halftime show. Awesome to see that. It was great. The commercials could have been a little better. Okay, there's multiple commercials where me and my buddies were basically sitting around and it popped up and we all looked at each other and Dempsey, one of my longtime friends, longtime buddies, awesome dude. Thanks for your service, by the way. Just got out of the military not too long ago, the Army. But he basically said, well, I hope that was worth $7 million because I think it was like $7 million or something like that for 30 seconds of an ad. So there's a lot of that going on, but there was one in particular that got the biggest pop out of everybody. And you know what it was? I bet you guys already know. You know that, when you kind of pause the TV or whatever and they have that kind of like hologram bouncing off the screen? You know what I'm talking about? And it never hits the fucking corner, okay? It never hits the corner. As long as you sit there, as long as you wait, it's not going to hit it at all, okay? And it did a couple donk, 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 donk. And then all of a sudden we were, okay, is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? And it hit the corner. We were like, yeah! Pop jumped up, getting all excited. It was fucking electrifying. It was like a QR code for like Bitcoin or crypto, whatever the hell it was. But it was fucking phenomenal. Site ended up crashing, okay, because of how many people actually wanted to scan the QR code, go to the website, and try to do their business. But, that's because it was one hell of a commercial. Probably the best commercial I've seen in some recent history. To get literally all of America probably pumped up and screaming at their TV like, let's go! Pumped for the first time that's ever happened, it's ever hit the corner. Fucking legendary, exciting. I was pumped about it. It was a great season. It was like literally 17-game season, the first ever in NFL history. I got to be a part of it, bring it to you guys. It was electrifying. Congratulations once again to the Rams who beat the Cincinnati Bengals in their home stadium 23-20 to secure Super Bowl 56. Now we move on to Super Bowl 57 next season, so I'm pumped up for that one. Now, in the meantime, obviously, with the season being over and done with, a lot of people have been asking me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do after this season? Well, spend some time thinking. Spent quite a few minutes thinking about this. I will be covering the USFL, okay, for all of you that are wondering what the hell is going to happen. I will be covering that. That's a new spring league, or it used to be a league, okay, way back in the day. Ended up not working. They disbanded. Now they're coming back, the USFL. I'll be covering that, obviously, in the spring. But in the meantime, I will be taking, okay, about a week off, okay, just to kind of relax, chill. The season's all said and over with. But with that being said, because the season's over and done with, this is my second year doing the growth that I've seen, the growth that I've made has been ridiculous to myself. This is just, I love doing this, love bringing you guys the NFL information, all the news, all the, what ifs and opinions of mine. It's been great. It's been awesome. It's been fun. So there is, hey, I'm up to something. Okay, it's still in the works. We are planning on potentially, more than likely for sure, going to have an end of the year celebration of the NFL season and of the show. It's going to be electrifying. Hopefully, we're going to figure out the little details and bits and pieces of what that is all going to entail. Expect that announcement and of when it's going to be happening within the next couple days for sure. More than likely, it's going to happen on Thursday. It's kind of a celebration of what we've done here on the show, the season as a whole, and kind of a celebration of what's down the line, what's in the future, what's going to happen. I cannot wait for that, and I cannot wait for you guys to witness that. It's kind of a surprise, but just know it's a celebration. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? I mean, I'm up to something. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I have been ecstatic to do this every single day. I am pumped to see what the future holds, to see how much more we continue to grow as a show, as a person, and as a fixer. Okay, that's who I am. I'm a fixer. You're getting your goddamn fix, right? So with that being said, thank you guys a whole hell of a lot for tuning in this entire season, getting your fix, and continuing to tune in, spreading the love, spreading the show to people who have no idea what the heck's going on here, okay? Because most of the time, I don't even know what the hell's going on here. We just kind of start talking, we start going. But it's been awesome. It's been a great time. But like I said, we will take some time off until that end of the year celebration. And then we'll probably get back here next week and try to figure out what the fuck we're going to talk about, because it's going to be pretty tough, okay? No football until the spring football, but you got to do what you got to do. We'll figure it out. We'll probably, talk about a whole bunch of stories, do whatever kind of nonsense we want to do. Who knows what that all entails, right? But with that being said, go enjoy the rest of your week until obviously the announcement comes out of when the end of the year celebration is going to happen, because it's going to happen, all right? It's going to be fucking, it's going to be fun. It's going to be ready to rock and roll. But have a great one. Be safe. And thank you guys for joining me this entire season, because we're not stopping here. We're going to continue to go and continue to grow. Have a great one, and you just got your fix with the Wicks. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great one.